Mom. How are you doing? I'm doing all right, son. Did something happen to you? Well, actually, yes. Eliza has been behaving very strangely. I don't understand what's going on. Everything was fine with us 2 weeks ago, but then everything changed dramatically by 180 degrees. Have you tried talking to her? Yes, we already spoke, but it didn't lead to anything. Maybe she has some problems at work or something else. Try talking to her again. Okay, I'll try again. Thanks, Mom. Hey, Eliza, we need to talk. What's up? I've noticed some strange behavior from you lately. What do you mean? You've completely changed. That's not true. I just needed some space. Yeah, about that. Why did you turn off your phone and sleep in your car in a vacant lot? I just needed some time to clear my head, but then you came back and said you didn't want kids anymore and were more career-focused, and you even said you wanted out of our relationship. I just realized that's not what I want anymore. I fear we'll cheat on each other in the future. Huh? Why do you think so? I have nothing to answer you. I'm busy. Let's talk when I get back from my trip. Hey, Thompson, how are you? Oh, man. Dude, last night was a total nightmare. I discovered something that made my stomach drop through the floor. Turns out my wife spent the night at her instructor's place after they went to see a movie together. And if that wasn't bad enough, I stumbled upon a photo of the two of them looking way too cozy for comfort. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I don't even know how to process this, you know? I mean, what the hell was she thinking? How could she do this to me? It's like I don't even know who she is anymore. I feel like I'm losing my mind over here. Have you confronted her about it? Not yet, you see. I've been trying to piece together everything that's been going on with my wife and the guy she cheated on me with. It's been tough, to say the least. I'm still trying to figure out what happened and why. I understand that it is difficult for you, but in no case do not blame yourself for all this. It's hard not to blame myself for everything that's happened, you know? I keep wondering if I could have done something differently or if I missed any warning signs. What's really been eating at me is the fact that I'm the one who introduced her to this guy in the first place. I was always supportive of her career goals and wanted to help her in any way I could. But now, it feels like everything's just blowing up in my face. Have you tried to talk to her? I have, but she's blaming me for everything. Ugh, it's so damn annoying. She keeps harping on about how I'm controlling and not communicating properly. But honestly, I'm at a loss. I've been doing some serious soul-searching, trying to figure out what the hell she's talking about, but I can't find a single thing that I've done wrong. It's like she's just looking for someone to point the finger at. Yes, like she's not willing to take any responsibility for her own actions. And don't even get me started on the lack of communication. I've been bending over backward to try and talk things out, but she's just shutting me down at every turn. That sounds really frustrating. What else is she saying? To add fuel to the fire, she's only gone and started secretly recording our conversations. Apparently she thinks these recordings show that I'm mentally abusing her. Was there really something like that? No. Get this, I took the tapes to my therapist, and he couldn't find a single thing wrong with what I was saying. In fact, he was pretty impressed with how cool, calm, and collected I was throughout our discussions. It's a total nightmare. I mean, come on, recording conversations without someone's consent is a major no-no. It's not like I was ranting and raving like a lunatic either. I was just trying to have an open and honest conversation with her. But now I feel like I can't trust her at all. It's like I'm walking on eggshells all the time, worried that anything I say will be twisted and used against me. It's like she's grasping at straws to try and make you look bad. And you know what's the worst part? I realized that it's because I didn't emotionally give in when she pleaded to take out a $50,000 loan so she could pursue an aviation career. That's really tough, man. Yeah, it's been hard. Man, this past weekend was brutal. I was so stressed out that I lost nearly 10 pounds, and dragging myself out of bed in the morning has been a real struggle. Oh, I know. But you know what they say, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. So, I've been keeping myself busy by hitting the gym and getting my sweat on. It's been a real lifesaver, giving me a chance to release all that pent-up frustration and anxiety. I'm glad you're better. And of course, my trusty furry companion has been by my side through it all. Spending time with my dog is the ultimate stress buster. Just seeing that wagging tail and goofy grin makes everything else fade away. At least for a little while. That's good that you're taking care of yourself. Have you confronted her about the affair yet? Not yet. She's coming back this week with her parents to get her stuff from the house. I still don't know how to approach the situation. Should I talk to her in front of her parents, or should I do it alone? It's a really tough decision to make. I just want to handle it in the most respectful way possible. What do you think you'll say? I don't know yet. A part of me feels like pouring my heart out to her and telling her everything that's been on my mind, but another part of me thinks it might be better to keep it simple and just say that I know what she's been up to. You're right. Keep me informed. Hey, Thompson. How have things been going since we last talked? Hey, man, things have been pretty crazy. My wife's parents came to visit, and we finally sat down and talked about everything that's been going on. It was a really difficult conversation, but I have to say, I feel a lot better now that we've talked it out. What happened in the discussion? I caught my wife in a whole bunch of lies, and when I tried to confront her about it, she started spewing all this crazy stuff about how I've been a crappy husband since day one. Was there someone close to you to support you? Luckily, my mom was there to help me deal with her lies. It was painful as hell to hear her tearing me down like that, but I tried to keep my cool and handle it with grace. I mean, I get it. Emotions were running high and accusations were flying left and right. But still, it hurt like hell to hear her say those things. I thought we had something good going, you know? But now I don't even know what to think. That sounds tough, man. How did her parents react? Her dad was really emotional and sincere when we talked. He even apologized and said that he considers me a son and always will. It was a really touching moment for me. Did you reveal the affair to them? Yeah, I did. During our conversation, I emphasized the importance of her facing the consequences of her actions and seeking professional help from a therapist. Her dad agreed with me and even mentioned that he's been encouraging her to see someone, but she hasn't been willing to go. It sounds like you had some clear goals going into the discussion. Yeah, I had two main objectives during our conversation, which, firstly, I wanted to clear the air and show that these wild accusations were completely unfounded. I mean, seriously, some of the things this person was saying were just downright ridiculous. But beyond that, I also had to think about my own reputation. I wasn't about to let someone else tear it down with baseless claims. And what is the second aspect? I couldn't help but wonder if Eliza was really in the best mental state. I mean, the things they were saying just didn't make sense, and it made me worry about their well-being. That's why my second priority was to stress the importance of seeking help to deal with any personal issues they might be struggling with. It's good that you had a plan of attack. How are you feeling now? I actually feel much better. Even though the discussion was tough, it satisfied what I went there to do. And knowing that her father understands what's going on has been really helpful. Have you spoken to Eliza again? Yes, when I got home from work today, Eliza was in the process of moving some of her things out of the house. Anyway, we had a really calm conversation about her future plans, but there was something that was bugging me that I just had to bring up. You see, I couldn't help but think about the guy she cheated on me with. I mean, I don't want to be all negative or anything, but I just had to voice my concerns. Yeah, I understand. So I mustered up the courage and asked her about it. And you know what? She was surprisingly open and honest about the whole thing. I guess I shouldn't have been too surprised, considering the situation, but it was still a little jarring to hear. And how did she react? At first, she denied anything was going on, but I presented her with some evidence, and she continued to deflect the accusation. It's frustrating when someone won't own up to their mistakes, but I guess it's not entirely unexpected given the circumstances. That's messed up. I also decided to bring it up with my wife's mom and ask her if she knew anything. Well, let's just say things didn't go quite as planned. Instead of giving me a straight answer, she started making excuses for her daughter's behavior. I mean, come on, really? I don't think that's what I was looking for. It was a little illogical. She is her mother, of course. She will support her, but it didn't end there. The conversation started getting more and more heated, and before I knew it, all of them stormed out of my house. Yeah, it was pretty intense. I'm still trying to process everything that happened. This family will bring you. Hold on, friend. Hey, we need to talk. What's up? I want to say that Tom was my best friend. I'm sorry. I was really hurting at the time. You claimed we were separated at the time, but we weren't. Why did you lie? I don't know. I just didn't want to hurt you even more. That's not a good enough reason. I want to talk with you about it with my lawyer present. I think it's important to have legal representation. But you committed multiple felonies by recording me without my consent. I wouldn't recommend getting lawyers involved. I didn't know it was illegal. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse, and it's just adding more fuel to the fire. I understand. I just want to make things right. It's not that simple. You've shattered my trust in our relationship. I know, and I'm sorry. I just hope we can work through this together. This is impossible. We no longer exist as a couple. But, Thompson, goodbye, Eliza. Hey, man, I've already filed for divorce. It feels like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. That's great to hear. Do you have any plans for moving forward? Yeah, at this point, I just want to maintain a civil and mature approach to dividing our assets. I'm thinking about reaching out to my wife to have a discussion about it, but I'm not entirely sure if it's the best idea. I just want to handle everything as amicably as possible. It might be worth considering if it would benefit both of you in terms of lawyer fees and costs. Just make sure to set boundaries and communicate clearly. Yeah, that's a good point. I just want to avoid any unnecessary drama. I understand. And what about your concern for her mental health? Yeah, that's something that's been weighing on my mind. If she ends up apologizing or changing her behavior, I want to make sure she gets the help she needs while also protecting myself. One option could be to suggest therapy or counseling to Eliza and see how she responds. It might be a good way for her to get the help she needs to work through her personal issues. Maybe you're right. Hey, listen. How did you know about that guy? Well, answer me. It doesn't matter. No, it's important. Tell me. No, Eliza. I won't tell you anything. Huh? Okay, then I'll call the police on you, or better yet, I'll call your commander, and you'll be in big trouble. And what will you tell them? I didn't do anything illegal, unlike you. What are you talking about? You know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't try to act innocent. I have no idea what you're talking about. Fine, let's drop it. No, let's not. You're making accusations, and I want to know what they are. You recorded me without my consent. Have you forgotten about it? That's not me. Oh, really? Then who is it? That's my mom. You expect me to believe that? I don't care what you believe. I want you to tell me how you knew about that guy, and I already told you it doesn't matter. It matters to me. Why? Because my boyfriend has a wife. If she finds out, he'll be in big trouble. Oh, that means a wife. Don't worry, dear. I myself will inform his wife about everything. What, you won't do it? How else do I do it? And yes, you won't get any spousal support. Did you know about it? What are you even talking about? You know exactly what I'm talking about. You're not as clever as you think. My lawyer will take care of it. You see, I solved all your problems. Everything is easy and simple. You are terrible. Good day to you, too. After that fateful day, my relationship with Eliza took a dark turn. I had suspected her of infidelity, and during our trial I brought forth the evidence to prove it. My lawyer presented a convincing case, and the verdict was in my favor. Eliza was found guilty and was ordered to pay me moral compensation for her transgressions. But the legal battle was far from over. I also filed a lawsuit against her for illegally recording our conversations, a violation of my privacy. The weight of the law hung heavy over Eliza's head as she awaited the outcome of this matter. In my quest for justice, I even reached out to the wife of Eliza's lover. I shared with her all the sordid details of the affair and showed her the evidence that I had gathered. As it turned out, this was the final straw for her, and she left her cheating husband taking everything he owned. The fallout of Eliza's betrayal had left her destitute, working long hours to make ends meet and compensate me for her misdeeds. As for her former lover, he was left with nothing but regret and the bitter taste of defeat. The word on the street was that he left Eliza right after his wife left him. Justice had been served, and the truth had prevailed.